What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay Jeezy. But before we get to the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share because we're doing big things. So let's get it. Now, God of War. God of freaking War. I finally got a chance to play it. It's been out for a little bit. Reason why I'm just now getting to it, or I just now got to it, is because I had to deal with school, and I know if I would have gotten into this game, I would not be able to focus on my schoolwork, and I would probably end up failing. You know what I'm saying? Because I had finals and stuff, so I'll probably end up getting sucked up into this game and failing my classes. So I had to wait until I got done with school, and I played this game for 5 days straight, pretty much all day, every day, and I beat it. Now, before we get to that, before I actually started playing this game, I all over the place. 10 out of 10. Perfect game. Masterpiece. This and that. I'm like, man, I'm really hype. Like, I didn't want to let the hype get to me, but it was getting to me. I was like, man, I'm so excited. And after playing the game, all the praise that it's gotten is well deserved. It is a masterpiece. It's definitely a masterpiece. I even heard people say it's like the game of the generation type stuff. And like, I can't go that far yet. Even though I do feel like it's top 3 games of the generation, I can't say that it's the game of the generation because I haven't even played Witcher 3 yet. I have not played Witcher 3 yet, so yeah, I'm holding my judgment for that. But it's definitely top 3 games of the generation. And even though I would agree it's a masterpiece, it has flaws. But a masterpiece doesn't necessarily have to be a perfect game, because I don't think there's no perfect game out there. Games that I consider to be masterpieces are Fallout 3, the Mass Effect trilogy in whole, Dragon Age, Half-Life 2. You know, all those games are amazing games and what people consider to be masterpieces. But heck, Last of Us is another one just throwing there. But once again, like I said, I don't think they're not perfect. All those games aren't perfect. In my opinion, the closest out of those games I named, the closest one to being perfect is probably, for me, in my opinion, Half-Life 2. For me, that's the closest thing to being a perfect game out of those. But there's no perfect game out there, so don't expect this game to be perfect. But it is a masterpiece. Now, I'm gonna tell you why this is a masterpiece. Now, man, playing this game, I was so hype. I was ready. My body was ready. And when I got into it, I couldn't stop. I was playing this game all day, every day, bro. Dead ass. Like, I will wake up thinking about this game. I will dream about this game. You know what I'm saying? All I will talk about is this game. For these 5 days, so all I'll do is talk about this game. Like, it had that much of an impact on me. You know? Just like I lived and breathed God of War, and through the whole time I was smiling, whether I was frustrated fighting bosses or enemies, where I was, sad because some of the little moments, like no matter what, I always had a smile. It gave me this sensation in my body and in my stomach, you know what I'm saying? And it's only I feel like only games that are masterpieces and games that really move me can do that to me, and this game really moved me. So that's why I got to put in the high tier upper echelon of games. You know what I'm saying? Because this game really moved me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a game that's gonna always stick with me. This game moved me more than any other God of War games ever have. And in my opinion, in my honest opinions, this is the best God of War game, hands down. This is the best God of War game. And it's crazy to say, but in my opinion, this is the best God of War game. That's what I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying? I set this game after beating it about 2 days, 3 days now. So I'm kind of, I'm still filled with the emotion and excitement of, beating the game. But yeah, this is the one. This is the one. But I'm going to kind of give you a sort of review of the game. Some thoughts, some pros, some cons. Because like I said, it's a masterpiece, but it has its cons and flaws. I might not hit everything or bring up everything in this video because I'm kind of doing this in one take. But I'm going to try to give you reasons why I feel like it's a masterpiece and reasons why, it isn't. And kind of reassure you guys, if you haven't played this game, go out and motherfucking get this game, bro. Go out and get this game, bro. Like, this game is amazing. Like this game, if you don't own a PS4, get this game and get a PS4. it's worth spending $600 for all that shit, or how much ever PS4 costs now. It probably costs like two something. So it's worth spending. It's worth buying a PS4 and the game. And if you have PS4, you got this game, something's wrong with you. You need to go get this game right now. But yeah, let's get started on some pros at first. Some of the pros I kind of took away from this game. Atreus. People thought that Atreus was going to be a terrible character. They thought he was going to be annoying. I got to tell you right now, Atreus is freaking awesome. He had me laughing. He's, actually useful in combat. So Atreus he's an awesome character. And I like how, he kind of was knowledgeable of the world and was interested in the world, and Kratos is oblivious to everything. He's like, oh, what is this? I don't know. Like, this boy. Help me out, boy. Like, Kratos said boy a lot in this game. I love that. It's funny. But the graphics are fucking amazing. Some of the best graphics of this gen, easily. It's top tier, and it's amazing that, they did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see the follicles on this dude's Kratos' beard. Like, the Kratos model is so detailed. The world is so detailed. The world is so beautiful. I enjoyed going to every corner of Asgard. Every corner of this world that they led us to. Now, we couldn't go to every place, and that's a kind I'm gonna get to later. But what we could go to was just awesome. Like the look, the world, the landscape, just everything, and the monsters are awesome. Like, this game has some serious detail. I think it took them like 5 years to make, and you can see the detail in this game. It's so wonderful. I love it. Another thing is the story. Now, the story is amazing. It's just amazing. It's, like, I don't want to go into too many spoilers in this video, because I know there's some people, because I was bothered by the fact that leading up to this game, because I couldn't play it right away. I will see, as soon as I get on YouTube, spoiler. In the thumbnails, there'll be spoilers. I'm like, what the freak, man? Like, fuck you guys. Like, I'm about to play this game soon. Like, stop it, bro. Like, so that's one thing that bothered me. I'm going to try to tone back the spoilers. I'm going to try not to go too deep, but there might be some things that might slip out my mouth. So, spoiler warning right here. If I say something that's spoilerific after this, I warned you. So yeah, the story was marvelous. I love the relationship between between Kratos and Atreus. I love the dad and the son and dad bond that they had, and it's crazy because Father's Day is coming up, and it's kind of it's been perfect. Came out in June on Father's Day. It'll been something, but it's awesome. Like, just seeing the bond and them grow together. Like, even though Kratos has grown, because you could tell Kratos has went through a lot of transformation in character and grown a lot, from how he was in the original trilogy. And you can tell that this is a older, wiser Kratos, who's put the past behind him, And it's all, and even though he's already done a lot of growing, he still grows. Grows to be a great father and all that. And Atreus, being a young boy, he's just growing, learning, and becoming a man. As simple as that. So, this game is honestly a tale of the bond of father and son, and the growth of that. And the growth of them together. And I love that. They go through some amazing stuff. Basically the gist of the story is they're trying to get their mother's ashes to the highest peak in all the realm, which that's straightforward, pretty simple, but there's a lot in between there that happens, and it's awesome. Like I said, like, there's a lot in between there that happens. And it's just crazy how, they got this one objective, but so much stuff happened between that time period of them actually, getting to that point. It's like, wow, like, it's crazy. And, the game, I like how they did the camera. And at first I didn't know how I felt about the camera, but the camera gave me like an immersive feeling, like, it always was behind you, or in an angle where it's focused on Kratos, and I love that, man. It was honestly more immersive than I thought it would be, and there was no point where I was taking out the game. Always, even when doing side activities and side stuff, where I'm getting collectibles, doing side quest favors or whatever, it all felt like one experience, like one journey. There was no cuts, jump cuts, you know what I'm saying? Like it was all felt one continuous movement. And I love that. Like there was very few points in the game where I felt like, okay, I feel like I'm detached from the story right now or detached from this world. Like I was really immersed in the world because of that camera. And that is a marvelous that is marvelous. That whole idea is marvelous. I love how they did that because I never felt. It was only maybe a couple times where I didn't feel super immersed in the game. It was basically like the challenges, but you know, they're challenges. So that was the only point I didn't feel like I was really immersed when I was doing the challenge missions. But other than that, I was immersed the whole time. Even just walking around and being lost and trying to find some of the collectibles, I was still immersed. It all felt like important to the game. Like when the game can make everything in the game feel important, doing something right, buddy. You're doing something right. So I love that about it. Mimir, he's a character. He's the talking little head. You see it in the trailer. It's not much of a spoiler. He's a talking little head. I love Mimir as a character. He's freaking amazing. He's definitely one of my favorite parts of the whole entire game. He's always making funny comments, telling stories. It's just great, man. Like he had me rolling multiple times. There was a point where he made Kratos laugh. I was like, man, this is. Honestly, like I'm mad that you didn't get it. You didn't. He wasn't part of your crew at the beginning of the story, because you get him maybe like I would say maybe 6 hours down. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember, but you get him a little ways down. And I'm like, damn, I wish I had him at the beginning of the game because, it was because there's some stuff I did and I wish he could comment on certain stuff, but he's awesome. Mimir's awesome. The little dwarf niggas, they're awesome too. They had me rolling. You had one that was like, germaphobe, and it was just funny, man. They're awesome characters. The one thing I can say about this game is that all the characters are awesome. Even the villains are awesome, man. You have a witch named Freya. And there's a big revelation about her later on in the game. But Freya is an awesome character. She's like she has that mother perspective of things. Because she has children. Not going to tell you the story behind that, but she has children or whatever. And you can see that her motherly duties come into action when Atreus gets sick. At a point in the game, which is not really a spoiler because that was in the trailer also. But when Atreus gets sick, you see her motherly instincts get triggered, and it's just awesome, man. I love Freya. Freya's an awesome character. There's one point in the story where I was like, It was a dispute between her and the other character. I was like, about the whole thing, but it was later, kind of settled for me because after a lot of the conflicts or whatever in the game, you have points where your crew, Mimir, Atreus, and Kratos kind of sit down and kind of talk about events that happen, and it kind of made me feel better about the situation. But at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I might go into detail about that later in like a spoiler review or some shit. The music is epic. That's something I always expect in God of War, is epic ass music. It's similar to the music in the past God of Wars, but it's a whole nother feel to it. I feel it helps me get immersed into this Norse world. It's not as like in your face, bam, bam, but it's like more chill, more like I'm new to this world and I'm just exploring. I love that feeling that gives to me. And once again, every side quest activity feels, majority, except like the challenges, like I said, like the challenge worlds, like I forgot the fucking lava world and the fucking world with all the fog. I forgot the name of that shits, but those, I personally didn't care about those. I care about those worlds. I wish they would have did more of them than have them be like challenge worlds, but maybe we might get that in another game. But majority of the side quests and side activities feel important, and I love that about this game. Everything feels important. That's what I love. And once again, like I said, going back to the thing where everything seems seamless, the camera made everything seem seamless. There's no loading time. So there's nothing there to literally take you out the game unless you're roaming through your inventory. And the inventory and the your gear kind of system menu thing, it can be a little annoying at first because it's so much at once, but you get used to it. And that's the only thing I would say is that, other than, a few challenges, that's the only thing that takes you out the full continuous motion of the game, is that. But, I feel like in the next game they should find some way to integrate that into like the gameplay itself, to where you don't get taken out of the motion of the game. So I'm pretty sure they can find something like that. Like kind of how Dead Space did it, where, this little screen pops up, little hologram thing pops up. You manage your gear and your weapons and stuff, and you go through the menu. They should do something like that, like they did with Dead Space. But yeah, the boss battles are awesome. Even though there's only a few of them, the boss battles were amazing. I loved it. I love the boss battles. The few boss battles we have. So, and this is going to lead to the cons and the things that make this game not flawless, in my opinion. To others, you might feel like it's flawless, but to me, these are the few things that make it not flawless not flawless in my eyes. And we'll start with like the tone. The tone is kind of jarring at first because it's a more, even though God of War has been kind of serious. God of War has always been serious, but like the tone and the feel, the fact that Kratos went from angry all the time, I'm gonna kill all these gods, to like, I'm calmed, I'm cool, I'm a family man. Like, it's kind of jarring at first, in a way, because I guess because we didn't get that midpoint for that transition to this new Kratos. So when I'm first starting the game, I'm like, that's not really a con. Well, it is kind of a con. I guess the con is we didn't really see the transition from Kratos to this to that. I guess that's the con what I'm trying to get to, because like, it just hit me. I'm like, damn, like, how do you get to this point? Like, it's so weird seeing Kratos like that, And it's like, man, I wish we would have seen what happened in between the end of God of War 3 to now. So that's kind of a con. We didn't get to see anything like that. It's really jarring. A lot of my cons are kind of nitpicky. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big God of War fan, so a lot of these cons are kind of nitpicky in my opinion. But one con is no combo counter. The fact that you can chain your moves together and your magic from Atreus, his little bow shit together, and different type of weapons. The fact that you can chain stuff together and create like awesome combos like non-stop is mad. I'm kind of mad that they never added a combo counter to that. And I wish they would do that maybe in the next game or something. I kind of wish the game was a little bit more brutal, because a lot of the brutality kind of felt flat to me. And maybe it was because a lot of enemies you fight didn't really have like blood. I guess you fought a lot of like Draugrs and undead enemies, and then when you fought like trolls or whatever, a lot of them didn't even have red blood. So it's like, damn. But there was if you fight the I think they're the werewolves, or there's some shit, whatever the fucking called, some werewolf dudes. Kratos fucking grabs them by the fucking bottom jaw and rips that shit all the way down to like the fucking stomach. It is brutal as hell, bro. Like, it is crazy. So I mean, that's probably the most brutal thing in the game. But I guess if a lot of the moves were done on, I guess, more human characters, it would be more brutal. But that's the only thing I wish is, if it was more brutal, because you go from God of War 3, and this dude's like gutting people, and, ripping heads off, and it's like, god damn, it's freaking crazy. So it's kind of like, I wish it was more brutal. And another thing is, I wish there was more boss battles. Yeah, there's boss battles. You have like, you get to fight like 12 trolls or some shit. You fight like soul devourers, all these things. They're like bosses or whatever. They're not revenants. The knight looking dudes, the long sword and shield. You fight those dudes, but I don't really consider those to be. They're boss battles, but they're like, you have so many of those that they don't feel like boss battles. When I'm talking about boss battle, I'm talking about fighting Kronos, fighting Zeus, fighting Poseidon, fighting Hermes, and I'm talking about those type of boss battles, those big grand scale boss battles. I want those, and we only got maybe 2. Like, well, there's probably like 3 legit boss battles in the game. 3 legit boss battles, and 2 of them you fighting the same character, and 2 of them are epic. I'm not gonna lie, 2 of them are super epic. The other one is like pretty cool, but 2 of them are epic as hell. Like, it is crazy. And I do like that they got rid of the quick time events. It's like a love and hate thing because I hate quick time events so much, but it's been a staple of God of War, so it's like it's sad to see it gone. But I'm glad that they got rid of the quick time events. But this game would definitely benefit from more boss battles, and also I would have loved if there was more gods, also because you only really encounter a few gods in the game. And you're going from God of War 3, which set the bar so high as far as like craziness. You go down here, it's like damn, like I'm craving more. So once again, maybe that's more to look forward to in the next couple games. Also, another thing is backtracking. It's another nitpick. I'm not a big fan of backtracking. When I go to a world, I want to go there and do everything there and then move on. So this game, you get abilities a few times through the game. And there's some places you can't access without these certain abilities or weapons, so you gotta backtrack. And this only counts if you're like mainly trying to do all the stuff, collectibles, and do all the things in each area. You're gonna have to backtrack. If you're just following the story, you won't really have to go to many locations multiple times. But if you're trying to do everything in the game, you're gonna have to backtrack, and that's kind of annoying. But luckily, the world is beautiful, and new things. You might find something new each time you go to each world over and over. So I mean, it's a nitpick. It's honestly a nitpick. It's not that big of a problem, but it's something that always bothers me in games is backtracking. Also, another thing is the other realms aren't as vast as Midgard. Midgard is super vast, and so much there. And other realms are just you got one realm which has like elves and light elves that fight, which is pretty. I think they did that pretty well. It's pretty big or whatever. But the other worlds are just like you go there. It's like okay, that's it. Helheim. It could have been bigger. I mean, I feel like they could have did more as far as exploration, because there was this little area that you get on the map, and that's all you can really explore. And then you come back there at another point in the game where you're not really exploring, you're just trying to get up out of there. And I don't know, I just felt like they could have did more with Helheim. Maybe once again, this game feels like there should have been a lot more to it, which I'm gonna get to later. Which this video is already almost 30 minutes long, so I'm gonna try to speed this shit up. But there's some things that you see which you wish you can kind of go to and explore. But once again, we got probably another 2 more games after this. And also I didn't like the challenge worlds, the lava world and the fog world. I forgot what those called. So much frustration with those worlds, I don't even care. But I wish they would have done other things with those worlds instead of what they actually did. It would be nice to kind of explore them. It'd be a nice dynamic to explore this fog world and have this constant, threat of you dying from the fog, and and maybe have the lava world, whatever the fuck it's called, be a little more the enemies are a lot more challenging and harder. I don't know. They could have did something else with those worlds. That's all I'm saying. And the weapons. I wish there was more weapons. Now this is a big spoiler. So here we go. You get the Blades of Chaos. Spoiler. Alright, there you go. The Blades of Chaos are awesome. I love the Blades of Chaos in this game. I love it. I didn't think the Blades of Chaos was going to translate well, but they translated perfectly. But yeah, the Blades of Chaos are in this game. I love the Blades of Chaos. It's awesome. And of course you got the axe. But that's it as far as weapons. I think, I would say the later half, like literally the last couple hours, I kind of started to felt a slight feeling of tediousness, and that's because I crave some new weapons. You going from God of War 3, you had tons of weapons. You had the cestus, the chains, the sword of Olympus. You had those little lightning things. You had the little sword things from Hades. You had like 5 or 6 different weapons. And I wish this game at least had like 4 of them. That you can change between. You had your fist and shield, but I didn't really use my fist that much. Like after you get the Blades of Chaos, I stopped using my fist pretty much. So I feel like they could have added maybe 2 more weapons. But I think that's it. That's pretty much my cons. Like I said, a lot of my cons are nitpicks pretty much. But yeah, this video is getting 30 minutes long. I don't want to have it too long, man, because I can keep talking about this game forever. But like I said, this game feels like really feels like part one. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, this game probably took me about 50 hours to beat. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't really look. It took me a long time to beat. I played it for 5 days straight. So this game took me between 40 to 50 hours to beat, and I pretty much did everything. Only thing I gotta do is finish the freaking impossible challenges on the lava world. I keep calling it the lava world because fuck that world. The anal rape world. That's what we're gonna call it. I gotta do the challenge maps on that, or the challenges left on that, and I find the treasure maps, and I got my platinum. I pretty much 100% the game, and I'm gonna go back and do that later on. But yeah, one big thing that kind of bothered me, but it didn't really bother me. I guess it left me some stuff to look forward to, is the fact that even though you got a lot of stuff in this world, a lot of density, the other worlds didn't feel as in depth, like the challenge worlds and the elf world, whatever the fuck that world's called. I forget all the worlds. The elf world was pretty well in depth, but like you never got to really explore the world of the giants. I forgot the name of that too. The world of the giants like that, which has been pretty nice. Because you will see like a bunch of giants out in the field. They're like a bunch of dead giants just out there. It's like, wow, this is crazy. You couldn't go to Asgard and I think two or three other worlds because they were locked by Odin. So like it's like, damn, man, like it's kind of a tease. It's like there's so much to expect, but we're not there yet, and it's pretty awesome. So I guarantee in the next game we're going to get a chance to explore these roads, and I kind of wish that this game was actually like 100 hours long. Maybe we got to explore these other roads in more detail, and even explore the challenge roads more than what we got. But yeah, this game came at a time I was kind of down, frustrated with school, work, a bunch of other, outside stuff, just dealing with life. And I can say for the 5 days I know like this game, it was probably the best 5 days I had in a long time. Like everything, all my problems went away. I woke up every day with a smile, and when a game does that, that's when you know it's special. So please buy this game. Do yourself a favor and buy this game. So that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed my 30 minutes of talking. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. We doing big things. So follow your boy and holla back at your boy.